Welcome back to this World of Warcraft Let's Play. Yo, Sambo, and joining us as always is Seraphis, and as you can see here, we're about to enter the Blackfathom Deeps. Let's quickly see if we can train. Very quickly need to train before the queue timer runs out. We've got 10 seconds. Seek further training. Quick. Ice block. Train, quick. And remove curse, and there we go, into the dungeon with 4 seconds on the clock. Whew, that was really close. Sorry about that, folks. Sorry for the quick intro. Of course, we never know when that queue is going to pop. So I was wandering around Darnassus, about to go and see our trainer to get those 2 spells, and look at that. Just as we were on our way, the queue popped. So here we go, folks. First time in Blackfathom Deeps. Very exciting. So let's pick up these quests before we take a look at our group. There we go, we've got that one that we've been carrying around for quite some time. Find Lorgalis manuscript, there we go. And let's have a look. Twilight Falls, obtain 10 Twilight pendants. And what else we got here? Seek out the Scout Thelrid, and here we go, another one. What is it? Gather 8 corrupt brainstems. There we go. And let's say hello. Hello, everybody. And hang on, going to handing over lead. Let's hand it over to our tank here. Here we go, promote to guide. There we are. Alright, so let's have a look at our group, see what we've got in here. Firstly, have a look at the map. There we go, you can see it's quite a big map. Here we go here. 2 tanks could be an idea, and 2 heals. I don't think so. Alright, so once again, folks, if you've run Blackfathom Deeps in the past, this should be fairly familiar to you. Not too much has changed in here. Of course, what has changed is that now we have maps, so we can actually see what's going on. Let's pull this mob off the healer there. We'll ice block him just so that the healer can get away. And you can see here's one of our objectives here. The Lorgalis manuscript is up north of us. Now, I think this tank was saying that it's their first time tanking, so it could be a little dodgy in here. Who knows? It's a very large instance, and he's saying, oops, there, that's okay. At least he's nice. We don't mind. Everyone has a first time for everything. Let's get this crab off us. Alright, so he was in the wrong stance. That's okay, no problem. Alright, so here we are right up the top, you can see, and we have to basically work our way around the outside of here. All the various bosses are around the outside of this main pool, and then of course up here to another boss as well. And I think you'll see that there are actually about 3 levels here in Blackfathom Deeps. There's the second one, and there's the third one. Not sure how it's going to work with this instance in the Dungeon Finder, whether or not it will take us through everything, or whether it'll be broken up into different sections. I'm honestly not sure. Before we go any further though, we do have new abilities here. We've got our ice block, which is basically our get out of jail free. We've explained that in the last episode there. It encases us in a block of ice. Very handy to have that. And of course over here as well, we've got a new one. Where is it? I think it was it Scorch? No, Fireball, Fire Blast. Where'd it go? Where's our new ability? Oh, hang on. Where are we? Arcane missiles. Ah, here we go. Remove curse. This is the one that we want. And of course, if we hover over that, you can see that that removes 1 curse from any friendly target. Very, very handy to have. And you can see somebody's already dinged there, so we're saying grats to them. Now, all right, let's have a good look around. And of course, if you don't remember where Blackfathom Deeps is, go out here, you can see on the main menu, it's actually up the top here. We did visit it when we first entered Ashenvale. That's where we are. But of course, we've been transported here thanks to the Dungeon Finder. So let's have a look at our party makeup and see what we've actually got as I slowly make my way around. Sorry folks, coming. Oh, can you believe it? I fell off. Hate that bit. We'll go around again, and it's like a lot of dungeons. Of course, they have those little traps where you can fall down between gaps. Very annoying, and it's a bit hard, I must say, with the lag to time the jumps. That's my excuse anyway. So we're going to try and jump just before. There we go, that's a bit better. Alright, and it's nice that the group is waiting for us. Alright, so what do we have? We've got a level 27 human warrior, Danglet's Bang. He's our warrior tank, and you can see he's got 1763 hit points. We also have a level 28 human priest who is our healer, and I think she's trying to jump across. Cortini. We also have a level 30 human paladin here. And of course they are DPS. We have me, the level 30 Worgen Mage DPS, and finally we've got a Night Elf Druid there, Silverius, and I'm imagining that he will probably turn into cat form, perhaps. We're just waiting for this person to jump. Hang on, yeah, try jumping early, it works. So yeah, she's having trouble jumping across. It is very difficult, by the way. Don't give her heaps. And you can see it's very nice there. The tank said, hey, don't rush her, because someone said, come on. It's okay. We've got time. It's no problem, because this is a very big run, by the way. Once again, having a look at the map, we've actually got 3 levels here. The Pool of Ascar, the Moonshrine Sanctum, and the Forgotten Pool. So lots of different areas. In the old days, before we had these maps, it was very, very, very hard to navigate your way around, and a lot of people were always getting lost around here as well. All right, you can see the rest of the party there has gone over to try and help her. It is very hard. Right, where did she go? Yeah, she's over there. There she is. Alright, let's see if she can jump. Let's see if we can jump back. Poor thing's probably very nervous. Alright, just try jumping earlier. Whoops, jumping earlier than you think. There we go, and we've jumped earlier. You can see it is very hard, and especially if you're lagged out as well. Who knows where in the world she's from? I have bad enough time jumping here with the lag. Alright, let's see how we go. Woot!
Great!
There we go. At least we've got a nice group. Alright, and they've waited. And of course, a lot of the time people say, oh wow, players are just so horrible. Well, there you go, folks. There's proof that the group was willing to wait. I mean, a lot of groups in the old days would have probably just tried to kick her or something like that, but it's nice when you get people who are actually patient.
I don't have a target.
And you can see, because we're all leveled up quite high, we're all sort of in our late 20s, early 30s, we probably won't have too many problems with the run in terms of the actual enemies. You can see that they're about level 23. So it should be a relatively quick run through, although like I said, it is a large instance. So if we go too long, we might split it up across a couple of episodes. We'll see how we go. Lots of fun though. Of course, there's absolutely nothing like grouping up with a bunch of players with a common objective. And I absolutely love dungeon runs, especially something as big and complicated as this, believe it or not. It can be frustrating if you don't know your way around, but once again, now that the Cataclysm has hit and we got this lovely map system here guiding everyone around, it's just a whole lot easier. Oh, look at that, there we go, Gamu-Ra, one of the famous bosses. You can see the boss there in the center of the island. And this guy drops a lot of cool stuff. Ready. Here we go. And of course, letting the tank get the aggro first before we start opening up on the DPS. And now he's got it, off we go. So we're just going to try and open up on him with everything we've got. Of course, using our Arcane Blast here to try and get this buff up here going where it increases our damage. And the good old sound of clear casting there. Always love hearing that when we're doing a dungeon run. Of course, it means that the next spell will not cost any mana, which is fantastic. Right, you can see there it's dropped a blue item there, stamina and intellect. So that's a lot better than what we've got here. Very nice, in fact. We'll just greed for it though at this point. It's not like we really need anything. It's a lot better than what we've got. But there we go. Silverius won that. Congratulations.
Fantastic!
There we go, as you can see, everyone being nice and polite. Maybe someone's a skinner, they'll be able to skin that. Anyway, in the meantime, we need to head over in this direction. Underneath here, some people find this hard to find. This boss here is actually under the water. You have to swim underneath here, past all these Naga, and then you will find a room over the other side. If you just look above the water, you won't actually see it. See, the entrance is actually hidden underneath. It's a bit of a trap for new players there.
Need to target something first.
And you can see we're cleaning up these mobs without too much difficulty. Makes for a nice, easy and relaxing run. That's if Vista's frame rate won't go to poop. And there you can see we got ourselves a corrupted brainstem. Now we need those for a quest, so we're going to try and kill as many of these guys as possible in the instance. And you can see it's for something called researching the corruption here, this quest in our log. And look at that, a schematic for some shadow goggles there, an engineering recipe. All very cool. And we've got ourselves a pitted iron chest, and that is one of the... What do we need that for? Oh, that was for the manuscript, of course, that we needed for our quest, which is great stuff. And that's what was highlighted up there too, by the way, on the map. So you can see even those sort of items are now highlighted on the map. Again, in the old days, you used to basically have to make sure that you stumbled across that chest, and if you didn't, you'd actually miss out on that quest. So they're definitely, like a lot of people are saying, oh gosh, WoW's easy mode, but I know we've gone through this time and time again. It's not necessarily easy mode, it's just that people don't have as much time. So it's a lot easier to find your way around. And as we mentioned in the last episode too, if you really want to, you can actually turn these off if you wish. Turn off all the objective tracking, and that means you can do it old school.
I need a target.
You can see basically only one corrupted brain stem drops per Naga as well, so we need 8.
Need to target something first. You should not be here. Slay them.
Here we go, Lady Severus, a named mob, and you can see here that we actually need her for the corrupted brain stems. And she's got 14.2k health. Once again, because we're nice and high level, it shouldn't be a problem. And the other great thing about this, of course, is that our healer won't have too many problems because he shouldn't be having to top us up that much. So definitely won't have to be running out of mana or anything like that. Look at that, a nice blue bow. Great stuff. We'll just greed on that. Oh, and we received it. So that means we can sell that to a vendor. If anyone else needed it, they should have hit need, of course. Alright, so who are we missing? Our tank, I think. Is it? No, the human warrior. Where's he going? Oh, that's it. We're done in here. So you can see already we've got 2 quests completed. This is great. We just need 7 more corrupted brain stems, and of course we need the corrupted pendants. Heading back out, and you can see basically we're going to work our way around this great big pool here and then over to this area. And again, without the map here, it's actually very confusing. You can imagine if this is all you had to have to look at, you'd be very, very lost. Because it's a circular area, a lot of groups used to give up because they just got so totally lost. Fun instance, by the way, but very big. And that's, of course, a classic design from the old school days. This instance has been around since Vanilla WoW. Back then, they were deliberately made very big, and it was designed to be an epic sort of feeling, a real accomplishment once you'd actually finished the run. And hopefully there's a brain stem on there for us. And there is, look at that, fantastic. And good old Cortini, our priest, doing a good job healing. Like I say, it shouldn't be too much problem for her because we're all such high level for this run. But still, heals are heals. And if you've ever done healing in an instance before, you know it can be quite stressful. Takes a certain type of person to be a healer when you're, especially in raids at high level as well. Right, here we go. What is this? Some scout, looks like. Here we go. It was good to send you. There's indeed a wicked plot underway in this wicked place. Doesn't look too healthy. Blackfathom villainy. We need to stop Kelris. Get the head of Twilight Lord Kelris. There we go. And looks like they're up the top. Oh no, where are they? They're probably in another zone. Ah, there they go. So they're in the next level of the dungeon. Alright, so we're going to probably continue our journey around now. Go back underneath. And you can see we're basically just heading around in a clockwise direction. Very cool looking instance though, isn't it? Awesome, I love it. All of the old school ruin. Basically the whole thing is a set of ruins, Night Elf ruins. Alright, tank engaging more Naga. Good old sound of clear casting. Gosh, I love that sound, especially in an instance, and especially when things get hectic, of course, because you do have the risk of running out of mana, because we're going to be casting over and over and over again.
I need a target.
And nicely taken care of. Nice green short sword there that drops, and hopefully we got any brain stems? No, we don't. Look at me. I only got 1 or 2 out of them. What have I got? 2. I only got 2 out of 8. Mind you, there are more than enough Naga in this run to be able to get them all, so don't fret if you're running low on them. And again, good tank. Looks like rather than carrying on, he's actually going to stop so that we can all get our brain stems. And of course, if you do hover over the mob, you can actually see down there in the tooltip, we can actually see how many each of the people in our party have. So you can see I've got 2 out of 8 there, and Cortini's already got 7 out of 8, etc, etc. So you can kind of keep up with the group and see how you're going on the count. Well, it looks like they're probably heading onwards. We can always come back here, I guess. Or perhaps there'll be more Naga further on in the run. And you can see, there you go, there's a Walrus Druid form, and rather a Druid Walrus swimming form. You can see there if we highlight over him, oh, he shape changed back again. Basically, Druids have a number of different forms. They've got Cat for DPS, they've got Bear for tanking, they've got a travel form, they've got a tree form for healing, and right there what you saw was their swimming form, which is kind of some weird walrusy underwater creature. Actually increases their swim speed, which is very cool. And there's somebody asking if we need a guild. They're giving us an invite. And we'll just politely say, thanks, but no thank you. And once again, always nice if players are polite about things. You're much more likely to get assistance if you're nice in the game. And again, there is a stigma that WoW players are buttheads, and believe you me, there are a fair share of them around here. But you know what? These days, generally speaking, most of the players I ever come across are actually well-mannered, polite, and know their role. And if they don't know their role, if they're new, they'll actually upfront say, hey, look, I'm sorry, this is all new to me. I haven't done it before. There we go, 4 out of 8 corrupted brain stems. And again, the tank doing a fantastic job up there of holding the aggro of the mobs. And you can see now we've got some Shadow Stalkers there, Fallen Root Shadow Stalkers. And they're stealthed, so you've got to be a little bit careful around here, because they do sort of leap out of the shadows. No more corrupted brain stems from us out of those, unfortunately. Hopefully they'll come up. We'll start casting. By the time it goes, our tank will have engaged. Alright, 5 out of 8, this is good. Hopefully we'll actually get them all to satisfy the quest requirements. So again, as you can see folks, there's really no pressure in this run, which is great. Mainly, like I say, because we're kind of high level. When you run this and you're a bit lower, it can be very stressful. These groups of Naga here can actually be quite intimidating. I've wiped many a time in Blackfathom Deeps. And you can see we're getting lots of nice XP as well. We're basically 1/3 of the way through. We also have rested XP out to 2/3 of the way through. And that's because we're not logging on every single day pretty much. Oop, and there's one come out of the shadows. Bit of a lag spike there, to be expected of course. Playing from Australia. Oh, and some nice sandals there, stamina and intellect. Not bad, we'll just be nice and greed on them rather than needing on them. And we won them as well. Always nice to know. Oh, look at that, somebody dinged.
Excellent. Great job.
Well done. And again, nice, polite group. It's always really, it makes such a huge difference. If you're playing an MMO, what is the point in being a butt? You're all here in the same place, we've all got the same objective, we're all here to have fun, all here to do the same quests and make it through to the other side of the dungeon run in one piece. You know, we're all on the same side. Makes no sense whatsoever to be a butthead about it. And again, this tank being very nice, he could be rushing through, skipping all these guys, but because he knows that we're all after the same thing, which is the brain stems, he's actually doing the content, which is fantastic. Let's freeze these guys, just in case it helps.
I need a target.
And that big group there, nicely cleaned up, we're doing very well. Alright, and there's no Naga down there, so you can see the tank sort of check that out, just to see if there were any. Because we need them for the corrupted brain stems. Alright, where have they all gone? I'm just going to ask them if they want to get the Murloc boss in here. There's one called Galahast, no point skipping it if you ask me. We'll see what they say. Yep, they're going to come back. Very nice. As you can see up the top here, there's basically 3 little prongs. There's a boss there. There's no point skipping the boss. Might as well get them. And again, if you've played WoW since the early days, this room will be very familiar to you. You never used to be able to just rush on in here. You used to have to pull these mobs one by one because they would all aggro on you. It was very, very difficult. Lots of wipes in this room, trust me. A lot easier now, isn't it, than back in the day? And let's just check out our bag space. By the way, the other thing I did off camera was buy ourselves another 16 slot bag. You can see here this traveler's backpack. So now we've got lots and lots of bag slots. Hopefully full bags won't be a problem anymore.
I don't have a target.
Now what you can see here is the tank is actually clearing out these mobs from around the boss over there. We've also got a thing called the Shrine of Galahast. That over there, if you might remember, actually gives you a nice buff for the rest of the instance. Very handy. And now that that's all cleared out, you should see the tank engaging the boss. You can see somebody accidentally aggroed, by the way, and they actually said, whoops, sorry. Again, it's all good if you are polite. Everybody makes mistakes, and again, you can see the tank there saying, don't worry about it, all good. So again, makes such a difference, makes these runs so much more fun. And again, the majority of people that I seem to run with in WoW these days are like this now. Gone are the days where people would just race through, and in fact those days seem to be more prevalent in Wrath of the Lich King, when it was pretty much face roll time. Anyone could just run through, not have to pay too much attention, and it meant that people would run through and just not give us stuff, and in fact they'd leave most of the way through the instance as well, just if the particular boss they were after didn't actually have the drop that they wanted. Now you can see there we've got Blessing of the Blackfathom, increases our intellect by 5, spirit by 5, and my frost damage done by 15, which is fantastic. He's saying, there we go, someone's saying can they need it? And again, very polite. If you're going to need something, it's always nice just to ask. And 9 times out of 10, the rest of the group will probably say, yep, it's absolutely no problem. And you can see he gave up a mention there. It's for his secondary spec. Alright, so we now have our Blessing of Blackfathom. And of course, we've got all these other buffs here from the other members of the group. We've got the Pally Blessing of Kings. We've also got the Priest Power Word Fortitude up there, which increases our stamina by 25. The Blessing of Kings, of course, increases our strength, agility, stamina, and intellect by 5%, and all magical resistances by 15, which is just fantastic. So you can see we've now switched to the Moonshrine Sanctum section of this map. Someone's saying there, should I wear this particular item that they've got? Now you might notice that there, the item is in kind of a yellowy colour, and there we go, another corrupted brainstem, by the way. That's because they've got what's called a heirloom item. Now that means that they've got a higher level character, and they've sent this item back to their lower level character, which they've bought with special tokens up at the high level, and you can see here what it's designed for. It's actually a scaling item, so you basically put this on at the beginning of your level 1 career and keep it on right through the leveling process if you wish, and it actually scales with your character. But one of the big things it does, you can see here, experience gained is increased by 10%, so it's a fantastic thing to wear as you are leveling up. And you can get all sorts of different heirloom items. You can get trousers, you can get chests, you can get weapons, the whole works. Just depends how many you can afford with the special currencies, the tokens at your high level, on your high level toon, as to how many you can send back. And by the way, they're bind on account as well, so you can actually send them to pretty much any of your characters on your account. So it's a great way, once you've actually gone through it, and in fact this is what it's designed for, once you've already been through and got one toon to level 85, it's saying, hey, if you want to, you can actually speed up the leveling process of your next toon, and send it back some heirloom items so that it actually levels a bit faster, and so you don't have to worry about gear pretty much for the whole time. There's another person whispering for a guild invite. What we're going to do, by the way, I keep forgetting to do this. Oh, look at this, Staff of the Friar. Oh, may I need on this staff, please? There we go, someone else is needed on it, so we'll need on it as well. And that's a great staff, by the way. It's just fantastic compared to what we've got. And you can see she's wearing the tattered Dreadmist robes there, by the way. If you're an old warlock, you'll recognise that. Now, who's going to win this? I think everybody needed on it. Huh. Cortini won it. There you go, and of course that's the way it works. Oh, look at that, he's crying. There we go. You can see there that the tank is saying, hey, show a bit of respect, you'll get other chances. It is a random roll, of course, so hey, you put your luck in and you take your chances. Not everyone is going to win everything all the time, but that was definitely a nice staff. And of course that's the reason that you do run these dungeons, not only to have lots and lots of fun and to group up with other players, but also to get much better gear, of course. Gearing up is a big part of playing WoW. Now speaking of gearing up, we should probably equip our new gear. Well, didn't we get some sanguine sandals there? Yep, and they are definitely a little bit better than what we've got, so we'll equip that and save them to our normal set. There we go, save yes. And we'll equip them to our fishing gear a bit later on. You can see the old ones there still say that they're attached to our fishing outfit, so we won't forget that.
I don't have a target.
Right, how many of these brain stems do we have? Let's have a look. Oh, there we go, that was the last one, 8 out of 8. Whoa, look at that guy. Not sure what he's all about. Oh, and this is looking all familiar now as well. You'll probably recognise this if you've played this area before. This can get very nasty. You have to pull these guys very carefully. Well, when you're playing at level you do anyway. Have a look on the map. You can see we're coming up into this ruins area, and we've got a boss here, the head of Kelris, and right at the very end as well we also have another boss. So now we've got these Twilight cultists to deal with. And the Forgotten Pool, by the way, that is right near the end of the instance, in case you're wondering where the third area is. So again, if you're playing at level, be very careful down here. These mobs gather together in groups of 5 or more, and then you can, as you can see down the end there, there's wandering mobs as well that join the fray. So if you're sort of between level 22 and level 26, this can actually be a very nasty fight. There we go, someone else is dinged. Now, if we're lucky, I'm just having a look at our XP bar. We're about halfway along. And we could possibly get out of here without dinging. Now, that would be very nice. Why is that? Because we still want to run Stormwind Stockade, as you can see up there. If we can, in the Dungeon Finder, and we need to be below level 30 to do that. So let's hope that we don't actually ding before the end of this instance.
I need a target. I don't have a target.
And another Twilight pendant for us. Oh, I was going to say, be very careful if you jump in there because you can't get out. You have to come over here. Oh no. Oh, did he manage to get himself out? I'm not sure. Just going to try and guide him around. There's a ramp over there. There you go. You can see he switched to his underwater form. Yikes! Something's going on. As we make our way through these ruins. Now there's also a chest over there, and there's some more Twilight cultists, which we probably should go and get, because we do need those Twilight pendants. And as you can tell, very cool looking architecture in here, really excellent design for the instance itself. Very complicated, but lots of fun to run through. And of course, you remember way back a few episodes ago when we explored the entrance here when we first got into Ashenvale. The entrance itself is a bit of a nightmare, a bit of a maze to get around. If you're not using the Dungeon Finder, it can be very hard to actually get in the instance itself. Because the beginning part is, yeah, like I say, basically like a mage. Here we go, 3 out of 10 of our Twilight pendants. Four out of 10. Let's hope we find we come across enough of them so that we can actually get all of them.
I need a target.
And you can see Vista's going bonkers a little bit here, not sure why. Hopefully it calms itself down shortly. Now this is a really rough pull again if you're doing it at level. Whoa, what's going on? Come on Vista, hold yourself together. We don't want you screwing up at this particular time. This is a nasty pull. You can see there's lots and lots of mobs around here. Oh, I have no clue. Look at that. I can't even get my camera right. And it's making it very difficult to target as well. Right, seems to have calmed down. Honestly, don't know what Vista does. When you're in here though, be very careful you don't aggro too many things at once. It's very easy to do that. There's groups all around the place and a lot of them wander too. You can see Cortini, our healer there, has gone to sleep because she's not really needed. Right, we definitely want some more Twilight pendants. Now, there's an event that triggers here too, by the way. Once you actually start using, or once you start killing all these guys, here we go. Twilight Lord Kelris, he's the boss that we need, of course, for our quest. trying to get that buff there up on him. And of course you can see, oh, and we lost the buff. It doesn't hang around for very long.
I need a target.
And he's down. And what do we get? Gaze Dreamer Pants. And look at that, a lot more intellect and spirit we're definitely going to need on those, because they are very nice. And we won them.
Great.
Let's equip those straight away. Normal. Gaze Dreamer's Pants. You can see they're blue there. +8 armor, +6 intellect, +4 spirit. Less critical strike rating, but that's okay. Oh, and we're in combat. Now this is the event. You'll see that all of these little crab things, these soft shells, they will come out once you start using the, you can see down here we've got the fires here at the corner of the altar. And here we go, we've got Akumai Snapjaw, and we've got the Akumai Servants. Yikes, looks like this could be nasty. This could be very nasty. Let's see how good our healer is here. We've summoned them all at once, which is very bad.
I need to target something first.
See how good our healer is now. She's had a bit of a cruisy ride up until this point. And we did very well, folks. Look at that. Managed to come through that without a scratch hardly. Good healing there, and good tanking as well. Good tanking and heals. There we are. Oh, look, we can actually skin. Oh, my lord. This whole instance, I forgot that I'm a skinner. Can you believe it? And you can see there it's actually increasing our skinning. And, of course, as you guys know, we actually leveled up our skinning off camera. Aren't I a good boy? And there's a big boss in here, by the way. You can see down the end, Akumai's lair. There is a massive big turtle. Alright, and we're back, and the lag seems to have disappeared again. Good old Vista doing its thing. Oh, no, it's come back. Oh, it can't make up its mind, can it? Seriously? And the tanker said, yep, no problem, we'll go back. Because we definitely want more pendants. We've only got 5 out of 10. Alright, so it looks like we're going to go back and just get a couple more of the cultists. Isn't it awesome in here? Look at the architecture and the design, it's just fantastic. Love running around in these dungeons, such a cool feel. Oh, and Vista's going bonkers again. Can you believe it? It is, it isn't. Just so funny. You can only laugh. Once again, very nice of the group to actually come back so we can get these Twilight pendants, hopefully, off the cultists. Oh, and of course it'd be our luck that none actually drop. Alright, looks like it's probably going to be boss time. So in order to get the other 5, it looks like we're probably going to have to actually come back into the instance at some point. Time to head to the big boss now. Look at it, folks. Isn't it just awesome? And of course, remembering all of this is underground. Oh, whoops, we forgot to loot some of these guys. And just to my point earlier, by the way, I think we're actually going to get away with this. We're going to be very lucky in that we might actually still be able to run the Stormwind stockades, because we hopefully won't level past level 30. Someone saying there needs to go back to the beginning of the instance to hand in his quest. If that ever happens, you don't have to run all the way back. All you do is just leave the dungeon, which you can do here. Teleport out of the dungeon by right-clicking on the dungeon finder icon in your minimap there, and teleport out, and then just teleport back in, and you'll actually come back into the beginning of the run. It's a much easier way than having to run all the way back like you used to have to in the old days. You can see our skinning there increases up to, what have we got it up to? 137. Very well done. Right, he's saying ready. Yes, we're ready. And you can see up the top here, Akumai, the main boss of this run. Fantastic stuff. So that hasn't been too long so far, probably about 40 minutes. A lot faster than it would have been back in the day, or indeed if we're a lot lower level. And you can see, huge boss. He's got basically 21,000 hit points that we have to chew our way through. Getting that buff up. And there it is, got ourselves an achievement for Blackfathom Deeps. It is done, and we haven't leveled to 30, which is absolutely fantastic. Thank goodness for that. And with a bit of luck, I'll actually be able to skin this as well. That's once all the loot has been claimed. Somewhere in here we've got a... Here he is. Speak with me to hear my tale.
You got my attention.
And if we want, we can actually be ported to Darnassus. So we'll say thank you very much to everybody. And that is it, folks. Blackfathom Deeps. That's the run. Didn't we do well? We can still do a Stormwind stockades. Nice group there. Nice polite group. And we downed the boss with no problems. Oh, and look at this. I can actually skin Akumai as well. Bit of a bonus there. Got ourselves some medium leather, aren't we lucky? Right, let's read what Moradune has to say. So now he's free, a brave adventurer. I offer you passage to a very special land in return for slaying Akumai. If you wish, I can port you to the city of Darnassus. Let's have a look and see where our quests are actually meant to be handed in. Looks like that is at the beginning of the instance, that one, so that's okay. This one here is also at the beginning of the instance. This one is, I think, it'll probably be the same. It is. And what else have we got here? Well, the Twilight pendants that we need, of course, we can't get them anymore. So what we will do now is we'll teleport out of the dungeon. We just right click and choose teleport out, nice and easy. And then what we'll do is wherever we are, basically it'll teleport us back to where we left before the dungeon popped. And of course that was running around trying to get our mage skills in Darnassus. What we will then do is we'll teleport back in as long as we don't leave the party. There we go, teleport to the dungeon, and that'll take us right back to the beginning. A nice easy way of getting back to the beginning so that we can hand in these 3 quests. Although, having said that, gosh, I hope it doesn't make us ding. Alright, we'll keep a very close eye on this.
Peace be with you.
Oh, and look at this, we get ourselves, what do we got, some rings or a one-handed dagger? We're going to go for the ring, I think, will we? No. What does the dagger give us? Agility and stamina. Alright, so none of that is actually any use to us. We'll get the most expensive one, which is the mace. Alright, so our XP is okay so far. The Head of Kelris. We get to choose an award. Oh, look at this, the robe, look at that, plus 18 armor, plus 2 intellect, 7 spirit, and 3 stamina. That is fantastic. Let's have a look what it looks like on us. Oh, very flash. We will absolutely take that. Hope it doesn't ding us. No, it didn't. Fantastic. We must remember to also equip that. And you can see everyone else has joined us here too, by the way. And let's see if this hopefully doesn't ding us as well. What do we got here? A glowing band, intellect and stamina. Yep, we'll take that. Thank you very much. Glowing band, rather. Fingers crossed that it doesn't ding us. Here we go.
May the stars
Whoa, fuel. Okay, we are very lucky. Very, very lucky that none of that actually dinged us over 30. That means, of course, that we can now use the dungeon finder, thank goodness, to do the Stormwind Stockade. I'm very, very happy about that. Alright folks, that is definitely it for us now. Thank you very much for joining us. Certainly hope you enjoyed that run through Blackfathom Deeps. Of course, if you've done it back in the old vanilla WoW days, you'll recognise that it's very similar but a lot easier now. And a lot harder to get lost. Certainly hope you'll join us in the next episode. We're probably going to be doing another dungeon run, which of course is the Stormwind Stockade. That'll be familiar to those of you who have played it since the old days, and of course lots of fun for those of you who have never seen it. So in the meantime, we'll equip up our newly found gear. Certainly hope you'll join us in the next episode. On behalf of myself, Seraphis, and sorry, I'm not Seraphis. On behalf of myself, Sambo, and of course Seraphis, our wonderful, almost a level 31 Worgen Mage, is us saying take care, have a great day wherever you are. We'll see you next time, and bye-bye.